Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday night bull ring with me, TRprepper. Back on my original channel once again after my little 3-month hiatus. I got penalized or whatever. Anyway, not over chats, so don't worry about that. And I want to do a little rundown of the people here. We got JB Coin, Guinevere M, J. Greg. We got Blue, of course, Digger Joe, The Borg 001, Sandy's Passions, Curious Eye Solar, Mindy Patriot Angel, who is the moderator. She got a ranch, so be careful. Zach Jones, Fuzz T Fork 8, Frank L, Mossy Nut, scrolling. Fuzzy T was here earlier. He's probably still here, but all right, come on. Linda Francine. I think I said Guinevere. Anyway, if I missed your name, I'm sorry. I see SKS Hugo jumped in. This redneck, somebody jumped in. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming by. And I'm going to let Rosie and Blue do an intro. I'm going to start with you, Blue. Would you like to do an intro and talk about anything that's going on with your channel right now?
There is nothing going on with my channel right now. I did a couple videos tonight. Gonna upload those within the next couple of days. Nothing important, but I'll tell you, it's really strange. Some of my biggest videos are this goddamn Coleman pole, the swimming pool videos. I got like more views on those than I know what to do with, and I just did the closing of season 2. Those are huge for some reason. But the only other real update I have is you guys that got in on the contests. The 1,000 giveaway, you guys should have received your package today. I think the latest one is going to show up tomorrow, and that also goes for the Sunday night roundtable, the giveaway that we held there. You guys should be getting those packages in the same amount of time. But other than that, that's the only update I really have.
Cool. Rosie, you got anything special going on, or you want to promote your channel?
Yeah, hi everybody. Rosie O'Kelly channel. My big emphasis right now, I purchased a 1988 Coachman Dearborn Class B van camper that I am in the process of doing restoration and repair work on in preparation for using that as a vehicle to get around the country and do some big time touring next year. So if you're into restoration, electrical systems, mechanical systems, you may enjoy watching that as that unfolds. But I also do everything from putting up our own grown tomatoes and saucing, to vintage electronics, to metal detecting, to gun videos out on the range. Just all kinds of fun stuff. Now the Rosie Murphy channel mainly has a weekly or bi-weekly eco investment update that I like to do just to keep people informed. So you may derive some benefit out of that, and I'm glad to be here with Blue and TR.
trying to share the links out there. Hopefully I'm not too roboting too much. I think I'm okay. I don't know. Well, usually we start off with economics with you, Rosie. Just that the stock took a really big nosedive Friday. I didn't really pay attention to it Monday, but they must have actually done a rebound a little bit. But then they crashed again today, back down to almost 1,800. So they must have popped up like 200 or 300 points and then went back down today. So what is your thoughts on what's going on with the stock market? Or it don't even have to be the stock market. It can just be the economy worldwide overall.
If you follow my weekly and bi-weekly things, you'll remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, one of them, it was titled, "Are we on the verge of catastrophe here?" And the reason I say that is that it's one of these points in history where catastrophe is kind of almost baked in the cake, so to speak, at this point right now. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that with the Fed having taken interest rates down to basically zero and kept them there for years, not months, but years, they've done something that's unprecedented in the history of the United States, and that's been basically having a zero interest rate policy that's effectively gone on long enough to change people's historical relationships to money. That means that, well, when I was growing up, it was commonplace to be trained to have a bank account and the element of thrift and things like that. That is pretty much going out the window now. You don't see a lot of people with savings accounts, and it's more effective to spend it now for value than to save it. So that's one relationship that's changed with money. That's a very important one. On the other end, as we've been talking about insurance companies and the impact that low rates have had on banks and other financial institutions, and you can see some of the fallout that's coming to light now. You've seen the Wells Fargo scandal starting to come out. They've been fined $100 million plus for what's basically cramming or taking credit cards and certain investment in bank products and signing you up for them without your knowledge. And then you're automatically billed for those accounts, whether you're even aware of it or not. What do you think drives this? Well, the need to have a return on investment. If you have a bank, you just can't sit still and do nothing with your money except to keep it parked at the Federal Reserve. So the reality is a lot of these banks have been out here pushing the envelope and doing some things to try to prop up their income in an environment where it's exceedingly difficult to make money. Now, so that's a couple ways that the Fed has changed the relationship to money in this country. They've made banks steer away from their prime objective in their constitution, or what they're designed for, is to take in a lot of assets and then lend those assets productively while holding a certain amount of reserves in the event of write-offs and other things, and benefiting from that spread between what they borrow, let's say at 1%, and maybe lend at 3%, and enjoying that 2% spread and using that to run their operations. But because rates have been so low for so long, you can almost get the feel of board meetings that happen on a quarterly or semi-annual basis when they get together in these boardrooms and say, "Man, what are we going to do to enhance our shareholder value? The loan demand isn't there. The Federal Reserve doesn't want our money. Well, let's think of some other plans. The one group that we can dependably go to with probably no risk is to jam it to our depositors, our checking account holders, and people like that. A lot of them will never even notice if we've opened credit cards or something like that. And at least got the initial fee for opening that. So it's a very difficult time. And now we've reached the point where the clamor to pull us out of this interest rate funk has reached such a point that we're actually starting to see interest rates rise. Now, are they rising because the Federal Reserve is trying to front run and pop a potential bubble that's formed out there and take a little bit of the froth off the market? That could be. And TR, that's what you're noticing the last 3 days or so. Or have we reached a point now where there's so much debt outstanding and there's so many people that are so invested so heavily into the bond market and the fixed income market that everybody could potentially head to the exits at one time? Now, in 1979, 1980, it was 14, 15% on 10-year government, 20, 30-year government notes were 13, 14, 15, in some cases 16, 17%. Well, they got driven down over the last 35 years, all the way down to below 1%, or in the case of the 10-year, the interest rate that the government was paying got all the way down to like 1.20% on there. That was a hell of a drop in rates. So consequently, money follows that down. It has to be reinvested. You don't allow your pension plans, Blues pension plan for the Pennsylvania police, you don't allow the pension plans to be in all stocks. You don't now allow it to be in all bonds. You have a diversified structure. But this 35, what Linda Francine calls the 35-year bond rally, has come to an end. And it could get really ugly really fast. In the last week or so, we've seen that interest rate, that 10-year, go from about 1.57 to 1.75. It doesn't seem like a lot. But in percentage terms, that move is really significant. Now, if you have a whole movie theater crowded to the gills with all these people holding all of this paper and all of these notes, all these 10-year and 15-year obligations worldwide, and somebody yells fire, well, you don't want to be the last one out of that theater, and you start to get the stampede for the exits. Now, it could be smooth, it could be well orchestrated, or it could be a disaster. The market, to me, seems like it may be turned a corner. Now, this is why I've said for over a month now, you've got to be in here. If you're in stocks, you've got to be in with your mad money, because we're playing a potential bubble here, but a bubble that could pop at any time. So you don't want your big significant money on the table. If these interest rates spike rapidly and everybody starts to sell, because that's what people do when they sense they're on the wrong side of the market, you have trillions of dollars committed over the last 5 years at exceedingly low interest rates that, well, you don't want to be holding them when rates are going up. You want to be reinvesting and showing people that you have the higher rated stuff in your portfolio. So it's exceedingly dangerous right here. So this is why we've seen this action, that even though the market exhibits this big weakness on Friday, and then of course we have the rebound on Monday, and then we go down again today, the 10-year note has kind of risen through that. Interest rates have risen through that. This is different than what's gone on the last couple of years when we've had a market hit. Interest rates come down very rapidly, but this time they seem resistant to going back down again. And a market that resists going lower will drive interest rates higher. It just is axiomatic. If you can't push rates any lower, well, it tells you that they want to go higher. So I think some people in the stock market have gotten a whiff of what's coming here. And it's kind of spooked some of those people, because when a trend of interest rates changes after 35 years, you don't know how violent that change is going to be. You don't know how long lasting it'll be. All you can do is get out of the way of it. And I think some very smart people have decided to move out of the markets as a result. Do I think it's enough to pop the stock bubble? I'm not sure. You know, I've seen bubbles recover from much deeper sell-offs than this. But I'll tell you, I'll be watching it very closely. And like I said, this is strictly on mad money now, with money that can afford to be lost. So just be aware that our 35-year cycle of low rates could be coming to a close, and the fallout on the economy and the markets could be severe, because it's been so complacent and so calm for so long. It could just take off like a rocket here and nail everybody's ass to the wall, so to speak, in a very, very major way. How does the economy look? You know, am I breaking up?
Nope.
Okay, good. So, okay, just want to make sure I am. Sometimes I have to refresh here, but like I said, the service sectors not hardly even expanding imperceptibly. You have low rates around the world. You have real slowdowns everywhere, and I just think it's a time for exceeding caution, because I don't think that things are going to get markedly better. And if we go down and we do a dive, the Federal Reserve has no ability to do anything at that point, like we've talked about many times. They run out of, they're in a truly checkmated situation. They have no room to lower rates anymore. Yes, they could go negative, but then you start to cause real distortions in the habits that people have ingrained in them for hundreds and thousands of years. You know, a negative interest rate environment, it's almost unheard of. You know, and it's we can lay this all at the steps of the Federal Reserve. Now, JXX says, Rosie, what do you think the chances are of them putting in place a wealth tax? Not under this administration, and not under this Congress, for sure. If something happens in the election, and if Hillary gets elected, you know that she'll be at the taxpayers' trough, for sure.
Well, I mentioned it, I think, in my last chat, which was Sunday night. This crap is not just conspiracy anymore. If you look at mainstream media, your CNNs, your whatever, there's specialists that are talking about the bubble that we're in. It's going to happen. And even they say they don't know when it's going to happen. But they all are talking about this false bubble that we're living in, and it's going to pop. Mainstream media now.
Yeah, this is what we've talked about for the last 5 months. If you have anything that's long-term, if you need to borrow for a house or roll over to get a refinance, the time for that is probably gone now. But you certainly don't want to be holding any federal long-term paper when rates could be spiking up here, because your principal value will erode very quickly. You know, if we go from a 1.5% to a 5%, you can imagine the catastrophic capital loss you experience on that, at least in the short term, measured in years, which is terrible. If you need the money, you might have 30% of what you had at 1%. So it's a very dangerous. It's like a guillotine designed to take out a lot of money in a very short period of time. That's the way I see interest rates right now. They're just we could be coming to the point in the economic cycle where people are seeing there's no real recovery. So maybe it's best to get the hell out of this low interest rate game and get on to something else.
All right, Rosie, I've actually got a question for you. With the crap that's going on in North Korea, now we're doing flyover south of South Korea because of the nuclear detonation that they supposedly did. Is that having any play to do with the stock market, since it happened right around, it was mid last week or late last week, wasn't it, that they did that nuclear test, and now we're getting involved with flyovers with our nuclear bombers and all that stuff? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
Well, there's good news and the bad news. I mean, we've certainly known that Korea could have development of nuclear weapons, and this test confirms it once again. Yeah, I'm sure it had some impact because it confirms the widening of the nuclear nations, which is always a concern. But the real good news for us is that China's a lot more irritated with North Korea than we are, because they, as much as you may think China and North Korea are allies, they really don't like each other that much. And having China there is a really nice chess piece on the board. So I'm not particularly worried, but some people are. That's for sure.
Now, I'm not particularly worried that they're going to actually, set off a nuke or send one this way. I think that they've shown in their past testing that, their accuracy, their range, their everything else, every time they try to send one up, it goes a couple 100 feet and ends up exploding or, splashing down. But I just did. I mean, it just seems for some reason with this last test that they did, there's a lot more attention being paid to it.
Well, I think does the market follow the news, or does the news follow the market? And sometimes when something inexplicable happens, people will pin that on some other event that's occurring. But JX makes an interesting statement out here in the side chat that the Fed periodically releases these trial balloons or puts out these statements to test the market and to get out there and maybe front run what's eventually going to happen. And I said in my Sunday update this week on the Rosie Murphy channel that the Fed has got to give itself some elbow room. If things go worse here, they really don't want to go into negative interest rates because it's not been proven that that's going to be successful, and you could do a lot more damage to the world economy by more and more countries going negative interest rates. So I think that they're really trying to take the risk of maybe pushing up interest rates or talking up rates in a concerted way here to give themselves room to get at least 1 or 2 or 3 rate increases in. Just in case this stuff hits the fan, they'll have the appearance of at least being able to have some elbow room to cut rates, even if it's very small amounts. It could be meaningful. It's all a game of just trying to keep the plate spinning on the stick. Remember on the Ed Sullivan show, those of you who are old enough to remember, there'd be a guy there with all the sticks and keeping all the plates spinning up on the sticks. That's what the Fed is doing right now in terms of trying to manage the economy. And it's very worrisome. And you can imagine at their meetings sitting around talking about, well, what's next, guys? What's plan F now to pull out?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's getting crazy out there. What's crazy is that what was considered a conspiracy a year or two ago or months ago is now mainstream. You may not see it on your local news, but if you dig, you'll find it on their websites. the CNN websites, the MSNCBs, and all that kind of crap.
Well, I just think all you have to do is put yourself in some of these government officials' seats. You see that they, you can imagine what they talk about in these bi-monthly Federal Reserve meetings. I mean, they're actually talking about contemplating raising interest rates here in the teeth of things that aren't real good. We've got energy buckling again and oil buckling again. We've got the metals buckling under the potential of higher rates, which is natural because there's a holding cost associated with storing and having metal. But that's a transient sort of thing. That'll fix itself over time. But it's very interesting to see all the chess pieces moving around the board right now, and seeing all the Fed governors, and yeah, it's just really really interesting. JX says nothing noticeable has happened from the Hanjin bankruptcy yet, and of course these shipping lines are, you know, they've got deadbeat payers too, and things in Hanjin's bankruptcy and some other. We talked about the Baltic Freight Index and some other indicators of the economy in a global way are got some problems. So,
hey, Rosie, I got a question for you. Who's the Fed working for most right now? Is it the American people and for the economy, which makes up the American people as consumers and businesses, or are they working for Wall Street?
yeah, let me say hi to you, Pops. Great to see you, first of all. Again.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped through the intro. Sorry.
No,
hey, everybody.
I'm very happy to see you pop in. I really enjoy having you on the panel. You know, typically, my thought about the Federal Reserve is they're really working for the banks, the interest of the banks. Their interest is to protect banking. And they have this notion that if we keep banking strong, we keep the derivative of that is that the people do well under that sort of environment. But now when banking's not really doing so great, yeah, it's had a little bit of a tick up recently. It's had a little bit of a what I call a dead cat bounce here in the markets. But now the Fed, I think, Pops, has moved to a point where they've got to now turn to the people. They've almost given up on banking at this point in time. They've done all the stress test crap they can do with banks. Now they're worried about the general shape of the American public within our economy. So now I think they're turning their attention to try to put a few lifeboats out there on the ocean that a few people can get into, like people that have money in the bank are savers instead of borrowers. Well, maybe their life raft is finally being launched and they'll be saved. But there's going to be a lot of pain coming, and I think it's going to be, the sacrifice is going to come on the part of the American people, because frankly, I don't really think the banks have much more to give in the way of penalties and charges and taxes going forward. I just think they've been so gutted the last 10 years as a result of this property crash that they're really much weaker than the Fed lets on. And I think, unfortunately, the Fed's going to probably take this one out on the American people coming up.
Yeah, okay, so the Fed can basically do a couple things, and then after this, TR, sorry, buddy, I'll let you introduce. I don't know who came in. I can't even remember. But so they can either do one. They basically have two tools, and maybe I learned this from watching one of your videos. But they can either print or they can adjust interest rates, and that's basically it, right?
Or they can adjust reserve requirements is the third thing that they can do. They can, if things overheat, they can make banks hold more of their assets, claw back more of their assets to raise their liquid reserves in case of catastrophe, and they do that periodically.
Yeah, so they can adjust the requirements of banks and that sort of thing, but right. That's sort of just a game, I guess, to allow banks to survive a little longer or thrive a little better, depending upon what times you're looking at in an economy, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But they cannot. Obviously, they can print as much as they want because we don't even know. I mean, they issue. I guess they tell us what money supply is in several different ways, and I know there's a chart that shows all that. But if they go to interest rates, it's kind of like nails in the coffin. I mean, I just don't think. And like you said, going negative is an option, but that has its own issues. So there, and you probably already said this, and I'm probably just reinstating it, but I guess I agree if this is what you said, that it's sort of like hands tied in a way, kind of, you know?
It is. It is. You can imagine what these meetings are like. They're probably talking about how good the pastries are that are being served at the meeting as opposed to real economic substance. They've never faced this in the history of the Federal Reserve at this point, where the economy is so flaccid, for lack of a better words. The balloon is deflated to an extent that interest rates just aren't reflating the balloon, and they've never had to face this point. Well, what do you do next here with that? And they like to think these tools work well. Like I said, the reserve requirements are like a brake that they can tap on if they think banks are getting too aggressive with lending. They make them suddenly up their reserves, maybe 1-2%, like China did 3 or 4 years ago when their banks were starting to get overheated. They kind of crashed that bubble a little bit by forcing the banks to up their reserve requirements dramatically in the face of bad loans. But you make some good points, Pops. I mean, there's just no way out. It's like the ultimate economic checkmate around the world. There's no growth. There's no new thing that you can see. We could say the internet was big in the 2000s. We could say telecom explosion was big in the 90s when Ma Bell broke up. I mean, we don't have that huge driver out here. Biotechnology is not big enough to pull. You know, it's a really hard science. You're either trained in chemistry and biology or you're not. It's not like you're going to go just pick it up in a few month course and become work for a biotech firm.
Yeah.
Our firms now that we're creating, our service firms are so knowledge centric, and the barriers to entry and the requirements are so steep that this is why companies on that end of the spectrum are hurting, having qualified people that they can get, because that's the part of the economy that's still moving forward.
It's funny how you hear these talking heads talk about, well, and there'll be a panel of 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 of them sitting there, and they'll all discuss what options the Fed has and this and that. And it's funny, it's almost like they're trying to make people embrace the fact that there are still options. And really, honestly, from my point of view, there's no more options. I mean, of course you can keep printing, but it's,
yeah, like I said,
to me, it's kind of funny, you know, that's all. So
yeah, we've talked about helicopter ban and dropping money out of helicopters and doing things like that. But if you drop the money out of helicopters, smart people they're not going to run off to Kmart or Walmart and buy, well, some will, flat screen TVs and stuff like that, but a lot of that money is just going to end up under the mattress or stuffed away because the climate's not right for spending. It's it's more ripe for people getting that uneasy feeling that if money falls out of the sky, I better just grab that and hold on to it. You know, the psychology of the markets is so different than other times when George Bush could mail us a rebate check. I don't know if you remember that, Pops. You know, we got our $1,000 per household rebates, and
I remember it because I didn't get it.
But these days, it's like this exercise could really be lost on in a major way. Especially, my concern, Pops, is we go one of two ways, and if we go southbound with this economy suddenly, we've got no tools short of government nationalization, and the ultimate extension of socialism, where the government gets involved in everything, banking and wages and production, and starts it's like the New Deal again with the NRA, the National Recovery Administration, the WPA putting people to work. You can CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps. You can almost sense that would be the next logical step. It wouldn't be let's back away from too much government. There would be demands. Let's get people to work, and let's get people to work, and that's really, I think, where you preppers really have it. Well, I'm a prepper too. I think where we kind of have an edge.
Yeah, that's where it's heading. I mean, that government's going to be the ultimate solution to fix everyone's problems, and that's when you better hold your ass. With both hands.
Remember that, yeah, until Franklin Roosevelt came along in 1933, and of course the Depression was terrible. I mean, by the time he took office, banks were failing left and right. Bank holiday had to be declared. But Herbert Hoover hung on as long as he possibly could from 1929 to 1932 with doing as little as he could to interfere with the economy. And but things didn't get markedly better for enough people that when FDR came in, it was all about experimentation and people's sense of relief that finally the government's getting involved in our savior, FDR. And people used to put pictures of FDR and next to Abraham Lincoln over their their dining room tables and stuff. I mean, it's almost like a hero. And now we've taken that government intervention, and we've taken it into housing and education and health. And we've reached such a point now that they're involved in almost every aspect of our life. So why would a smart person suddenly expect that to change and go away? The natural extension of that is we get up to the hyper government point with lining up for your blocks of cheese. Did you get your work card punched for your 15 hours of road work? You can just see that coming, and that's the ultimate end of FDR's. The thing he kicked off in 32 will be the realization that government did nothing for us except bring us to the point of catastrophe where we are today. And maybe out of that, with prepping and all that, we build a new environment.
And then that gets to the point where if you do stockpile stuff and it gets to that point with the government, God forbid if they know you got it, because that belongs to the people now,
Yeah.
And that's where that's sort of like where we got to go change the diaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's you get into the Chinese model of you're the enemy of the people now. You know what I mean? It's people like you that are holding back recovery by hoarding and not having the spirit of community, and which is another word for communism, and getting with the program. And when times get tough, given our population size of 300+ million, man, that's a lot of people that have a lot of idle time on their hands. They could get in a hell of a lot of trouble. So a smart socialist government's going to launch in there and victory bond programs and all kinds of crap, parades and everything to try to get things, try to get people's psychology changed around. I just don't see us, if we go southbound, that's the way I see things going. If we go northbound, it'll because we kept this train chugging along for one more stop, before the ultimate crack up.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Blue.
Hi, Rick.
How's everybody doing?
What's going on?
I'm just standing in the background listening, getting some good information always.
I see the garage doors up.
Everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. What's that?
I see the garage doors up. It must be beautiful up that way.
Oh, it's perfect.
Probably like what?
It's really
70?
nice right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's actually right here, 72.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that cooler wind, man. Golly.
Yeah, well, it's coming, whether you like it or not. You don't get any snow where you're at, though, huh?
No, it snows every 5 or 6 years, and it's only just enough to turn the ground white, and then it goes away.
Yeah, you'll get some snow, Rick, where you're at.
Oh yeah, we got a lot last year. I got Bigfoot behind me. Yeah, we got a 16 inches in one. I don't know what you call it. One snow. So you can tell I'm from California. From one snowing.
It's called a storm. Say it with me, storm.
Storm. I wouldn't make a very good weatherman, obviously.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a little bit of a, I won't say unwelcome or whatever, like really like threw you off, but coming from California, I would imagine a good snow in North Carolina was probably a culture change for you.
It was pretty cool, actually. Kids had snow days, which they've never had ever, and they had like 4 days off to screw off and go sledding and have a good time. Shit, even I was having fun down the sled. It was cool.
Now, with you being new to snow, tell me you at least switched your tires from the car that you had in California to something that gripped a little bit.
No, everything I own's a 4-wheel drive. Well, except for one.
That ain't a fucking 4-wheel drive doesn't help you stop.
It helps you go.
The
though.
tree wheel. There's lots of trees around here. You need to slow down.
That's what I always love people. Oh, I got a 4-wheel drive. I don't care. You're not going to get stopped whenever that half-inch of freaking ice rain just hit the road.
Yeah, I've driven in a little bit of ice, and that's not fun at all.
Well,
I turned it around, actually.
What we do in the South, Blue, is when it snows, we just don't go out.
We just stay home.
We hibernate. It's like, okay, wait a few days, it'll go away.
Yeah, and that's why you always keep one crappy car around just to drive and a front wheel drive, And if you start sliding, aim at the cheapest thing.
See, that stuff. I mean, being up here in Northwest
keep
PA,
the lawyers away, pops. Right? Stay away from people. If you're going to sacrifice that tree or whatever.
That's right. Straight into the drink. No, it's a nice day today. Oh, shit, it's been nice. Last quite a few days now.
It was a really nice summer here. Nice and comfortable. I don't think we had maybe one day above 100. That was it. Rarely got out of the 80s all summer.
Man, every time I showed up to work, it was 100 and something.
Yeah, I think down in your area, down there, but up in the north here, North Bay and Bay Area, it's been really, really very cool summer.
I like the seasons, though. That's cool.
You didn't have seasons in California?
Yeah, see, you just get one season in California. It's just nice and hot.
Yeah, I like
winter.
I'm ready for this season. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rosie.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, winter really only lasts December, January. It only lasts about 2.5 months. February, the almond trees are already early. February, the almond trees are already in bloom. And
I'm just ready for summer to be over. I like the seasons too, and I don't like the cold, but it's been hot for a long time now. I'm kind of ready to be able to get outdoors and enjoy it instead of you walk outside right now and it's just you feel like you got to put on frickin' swimmies, just to float around.
Yeah. Yep.
You looked a little disappointed in that video, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, I built myself. I've always said managing expectations in people is one of the best things you can do. And my expectations got way high based on what the guys that I met the night before, and knowing that they was all special forces guys and yada yada yada. I was like, man, I'm going to do my best just to keep up with these guys. And then I show up, and it's them two with race guns and pistol belts, and everybody else is just like, what's that? And I'm like, that's a Glock, and I'm like, oh, I kind of see where this is going, And I was there. I got invited, so I was just trying to have fun. But the whole day, man, I was just like, man, this just kind of, I don't want to say it sucks because that's rude, but.
You probably had better training at Farmageddon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no. Now I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. The few times that they really focused up and were really focused on you, they were giving me some good advice. But I just wanted to shoot more. Man, when I drive an hour and a half with 5,000 rounds of ammunition and 4 or 5 guns, I want to shoot the piss out of them. I don't want to stand around in the hot sun and watch other people have fun. I want to fucking go haywire.
Go Pops, go.
Meet us at Clinton House next time.
Yeah.
I'm not a sideline kind of a player, man. I want to get in the game. I don't like this standing around shit, So,
Well, all I can say is fall shoot, whether it's just you, me, and Rick.
yeah, we'll have more. Yeah, we'll have a few. So
I gave him the dates, so we should be good.
yeah, I'll pick some and we'll put it on the calendar, and then we'll put the feelers out to us, to any of y'all's friends up that way, or some. We'll get just a little crowd, and we'll have a good time. But yeah, I'm going up Sunday just to freaking get over my disappointment. I'm going up Sunday, and I'm going to leave a bunch of damn lead on that farm. I'm going to tell you that right now.
There you go.
So I'll come Monday. It'll be all right. Isn't that what Jimmy Buffett says?
Hey Rob, if you send me that receipt from your Magwell that you're waiting for, I go by the Glock store almost not every time. This last time I went twice.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it. And but I talk to the dude all the time. Like, I just called him again, and he's like, "Yeah, it was back ordered for so long. We got so many to get out. You're on the list, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, if you run out, you better credit my damn card, because I'm not waiting on another back order. I'm going somewhere else."
Yeah, but you're looking for a Magwell, right?
Yeah, but I wanted it to match. I wanted
what color? Blue, right?
It was blue? Like this. Yeah, well, it wasn't just any blue. It was some kind of it was what the blue that my mag extensions are. It's the same blue. So, when you're gonna pimp out a Glock, you don't want to just
this
put.
One?
There you go.
Yeah, just send me that one.
I picked this up the other day.
Well, go in there and chop their fucking head off.
No, they're full of shit. I actually talked to the owner, Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny's kind of a sketchy dude. Would you let Lenny like friggin' babysit your kids? I mean, come on.
No.
I mean,
Shit.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna call him.
This is the one that's gonna beat you. I'm gonna use my backup gun on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out with 2 guns. I'm gonna get a left-handed holster and a right-handed holster, and I'm just gonna put 2 shots in each target with 1 pull of each finger. That's how I'm gonna beat your ass.
Woo! There you go.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm gonna legalize.
Go Pops, go.
I'm gonna legalize for everybody but you.
I got some of those.
No, everyone but you. Everyone but you.
Oh. What? Come on, you got the record. You got the record. What are you talking about?
Yeah, after running it 50 times.
We're going to handicap the shit out of you, Rick. And make tie your laces together.
Rick is that good, huh?
This ain't
I'm gonna get him a pair of flippers to wear.
He's that good. He's that good, huh? Man, I got to get.
We're gonna have some fun. I can tell you that.
Major way.
Yeah, Rick's pretty slick. He's been competition shooting for a little while, and he's pretty good. He's good. I'll give you
Awesome.
that, Rick. Okay, there's no denying it. So when I tie your shoelaces together before you and run your course,
Adjust your trigger pull.
Army, you got to run it in army boots.
We're gonna have fun. I'll bring my shotgun so you guys can use it.
Yeah, so we went up. I finally got up to we got up to this firing line where they were doing this drill, the first drill of the day, and it was like this 15-point check thing with your pistol, and one at a time you had to and this went on for an hour. And this is how frustrating it was. You had to draw your pistol, lock it to the rear, do the whole head check and everything, and then let the slide go forward, dry fire it, reholster it, pull it back out, lock it to the rear, point it downrange like it was a slide lock back, pull from your primary, put a mag in, drop, release the slide, engage the target again, but don't pull the trigger. Then brass check, pull on the mag, and then holster. Then you were granted the privilege of shooting.
Wow.
Well, sounds like a
Anyway,
range master.
too much.
That's a lot of steps, and I was going, I learned it real quick because I didn't want to be that dude that was holding everybody up, but I was like, wow.
yeah, if you've done a lot of shooting, you don't really want to be in the beginner's class. And from everything you've said, it sounded like you ended up in the beginner's class, not by choice or not by whatever. And
Yeah.
I understand, and from what you told in the video, beginners there, so it was probably okay to do that. But from your point of view, from my point of view, yeah, I understand your pain because
Well, I'll tell you this, Pops. You can think about a Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area range where you go out shooting. You want to talk about woo,
I don't want to think about it.
Man, right on top of you. Wow, the guys scream out. If you are more than 3 seconds less than 3 seconds between shots, and just scream at the top of his lungs. And crazy. We got one place. That's it. So, and they just take advantage of that. You guys are real blessed down there.
What sucks is I saw Rob's second video first and then his first video afterwards. So it was first video, he's all down in the dumps and la la la. And then I'm clicking down because that's how they're in order on my computer. And then the next video is all excited. Yeah, I'm going to go fucking shoot some shit. It's going to be awesome. And blah, blah, blah. So I felt bad. I was like, oh, man. He was all pumped for nothing.
Yeah, it was a letdown. Like I said, I'm fixing to make up for it Sunday, so don't feel sorry for me.
You got to go find your local IDPA matches, man. That's a huge difference. Moving, shooting.
Yeah, I know.
Compared to those classes.
Yeah, I know. A third Saturday, out at Palmetto Gun Club. But I kind of hate those people now because they wouldn't return my phone call when I wanted to join. So I'm kind of being a little bitch about it, you know what I mean? And I just need to get over it.
Well, that was a good thing about, like I said, I've been to 2 Farmageddons and Rick's been to 1 now. We had enough respect for each other that there was a lot of gun safety being implemented, but at the same time, there was a bunch of damn shooting. Nobody, called out anybody. Could nobody done anything wrong that I remember anyway. It was like we all know the rules of gun safety. So here's the course. Here's this course. Here's this course. Here's this course. We all know the rules. Let's go play. And we went out and had a freaking blast. but nobody was ever in danger. You know, I mean, it was just, you know,
I
it
thought
wasn't a bunch of beginners. You know.
Yeah, I would think nobody would let somebody just go off without having at least some eye on it at the beginning to see basic gunmanship and handling, safety. Sure. Yeah.
Well, it was pretty neat to see because you get a bunch of people together that, you know, I mean, that was the first time I met Pops, and, you know, I met TR before in the past, but you can go to some places and you get a bunch of people and they're out drinking and shooting and doing kind of stupid shit. And it was pretty cool, man. We would shoot, had a whole day of shooting, ate lunch, all that stuff. And then when it was time to put the guns away, the beers came out and
Cool. That's the way it
the
should be.
whiskeys and all the other stuff. I don't know what it was, tequila or some shit. But
Yeah, next
yeah,
year
I
we're
mean, it
doing
was,
a snipe hunt in the middle of the night after we're all drunk as hell with shotguns.
I've never gone snipe
we
hunting.
still got to kill
Yeah,
them.
Pops,
gotta
give
kill
them
that
all,
thing.
give them all
Kill that
tasers, Pops. It'll be more, be more fun.
We got
Yeah,
glue down there.
we use tannerite too. Why not? You know?
Yeah. Just put a medium stun, you know, on the tasers. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. We got to change that course up, though. Since Rob's got it wired now.
Well, I figured we'd do a two-gun and just it doesn't have to be connected. But what you'll do is you'll just add your times up, and that's your cumulative time. And we'll set a little course in the field. Bing, 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 run, and then maybe, you know, that's just the end. Then just add times up, and it'll be a lot of fun like that.
Even if we drag one of the throwers over, you can have that one table, right? So the time starts. You pop out a few clays, dump that one in the barrel, run to the rifle, hit those targets, and then haul ass over to the pistol course and kick those ones' asses, and then you got a full 3-gun.
That's cool, but I'm going to take the golf cart from where the shotguns are over to where the pistols are, if that's okay.
Well, can't we shoot shotguns in the field where the rifles are?
Oh, in that field. Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay.
So we just move that thrower over.
Right, yeah, we'll just drag a thrower over there, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Then you can have a 3-gun.
You need to get that zip line going too, so we can include that.
Yeah, it'll be there. I promise it'll be there.
Man, that zip line sounds great.
It's been too hot, you know. So, but we'll get it. I guarantee you, we'll get it. It's all good.
That's gonna be fucking.
A little bit of not that it's a big surprise if you watch the video, but I shot my first tannerite today. Believe it or not, today was the first time I've ever shot tannerite. So I was kind of happy.
Yeah, it made a nice explosion, man. What brand was that?
I don't even know. I didn't put my cameras at the right places because when I bought it at the little gun store, I thought it was 2 1-pound containers of tannerite, but what it was 2 pounds of tannerite. You know, so it was just one container, and I was like, "Oh shit! I don't know. I'm not sure what this is going to do." So I put the camera probably further away or in a bad angle or whatever, because I was like, "Oh shit! I'm not sure what 2 pounds of tannerite's going to do, but we'll do it anyway." Because I thought it was just 2 1-pound containers, and I was just going to, shoot 1 pound. But anyway, I tried to make a funny video, fun, whatever.
Yeah, it was good, man. I enjoyed it. That was funny. Now, I'm just in case anyone's out there that I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there was only tannerite in one of those pumpkins, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But I will say, to be honest with you, reviewing the video, the AK, man, that thing packs a punch because I was throwing up some serious dirt
Yeah.
with the AK-47
I thought
compared to
that
the
was
223.
I thought that was like pumpkin dust.
Well, it could have been, but if you compared the two, if you watch it,
Right.
the AK, man, it was just like throwing up some crap. And when I shot the 223, it was just like, just going through.
Yeah.
And I guess I was hitting right beside the container, and then I finally hit it.
Yeah, it was. I thought. Yeah, I guess up there y'all got that red clay, so it could have been. But
Oh yeah, we got the red clay. But
TR, have you ever seen
there
that?
again, those woods are
Mine?
blue.
I was just asking if you ever seen that tannerite video of mine with the washing machine that we blew up with a milk jug full of tannerite.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, don't do that shit unless you're a long, long ways away.
Well, there
Yeah,
was
you put a
nothing
bunch of
metal
shrapnel
around
in
what
it.
I shot, because I do remember that video. That's why I didn't place anything on it, in it, on it. It was a pumpkin. It was just like, well, and that's why at the beginning of the video I was worried about my glasses. I was like, I damn near wore my damn helmet. Because I'm not sure what 2 pounds of tannerite's going to do.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'm gonna see if I can find that video. I'll put the link out in the external if anybody hasn't seen it. I mean, this washer, it fucking disappears. And I set the cell phone that I still have, which I don't know if you guys have noticed, my videos ever since then, they're very, like, I'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, like, the sound will stop or the video will stop, and I'll keep going. I had the phone, it was only about 50 feet away from it, which was awesome for the video that I got off of it. But yeah, it completely fucked my phone. We were about 200 yards away when we shot it.
Was this before the lawnmower man guy or after?
yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. I've been scared of tannerite ever since that lawnmower dude. But he was only 40 yards away. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we were about 200 yards away, and we were like kind of at a crest of a hill. So the only thing that would have been taken off if something went wrong was our heads. So I mean, we were all right.
Yeah. A little brain damage.
Yeah, but even with that, Blue's video, there was a piece of metal that flew by him
Oh yeah.
at 200 yards away.
Wow.
Right? Am I correct, Blue?
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Behind us.
That's scary. 200 yards.
What I was going to do for Dirt Road's video is take 10 pounds of tannerite and get one. You know the little baby pumpkins that they sell at the store? They're like about the size. They're about 3 inches around. I would get 10 pounds of tannerite and set one of the little baby pumpkins on top of it. And
See if you can shoot it to the moon.
yeah, I won't tell you the ending. I won't tell you the ending I have planned, but I'm pretty sure it'll vaporize that son of a bitch.
Well, I'm telling you right now, just a gallon jug, like, because we mixed it in the containers that it came with, and then we filled up a gallon milk jug, put it in the washer, and then put an X with a big circle of like kind of lining it up. I'll post the video link.
That's about 10 pounds. A milk jug full is volume wise is about 10 pounds.
AKA way too damn much.
Yeah.
Well, see, I've seen videos from Blue and Country Boy Prepper and all these other people, and like I said, I didn't really want to do 2 pounds, but when I went to mix it, like I said, I was like, oh shit, this is 2 pounds, not 2 1 pound containers. I was nervous as hell. That's why I missed the pumpkin with the 223. It took me 4 shots because I was nervous as hell. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. I was like, okay, hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully it'll be okay. Hopefully.
You're flinching on purpose. I hope I don't hit this shit. I hope I don't hit it.
You see shots all around the pumpkin, but nothing too good.
Please don't hit it.
Yeah.
Please don't hit it.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that at the farm anymore because I have a buddy that lives the way the crow flies, I'm guessing it's probably only about 2 miles, but like streetwise, we're looking at 3.5, 4 miles. As soon as we touched that off, well, not as soon, but maybe a minute or two later, a text went off on my cell phone. What the fuck did you guys just do? And I was like, oh, wow.
Nothing.
Yeah, man, it wasn't us.
What, yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean? What?
So what are you talking? I'm in bed right now.
I had to admit, after I finished up the video and got back down to where my camera was and stuff, I popped off like another 10 rounds, just so the last thing that was heard wasn't a explosion. You know, I went down there and was like, well, let me pop off a few more rounds. So they heard gunfire going off, an explosion. A couple of minutes later, they heard some more gunshots. Maybe they won't call the law.
They're like, TR just got raided by the FBI.
Yeah, send out some
Or
fire
ATF.
for effect. Yeah.
Nobody showed up. No law, no FBI, no ATS, so I guess I'm okay. I mean, I know I was perfectly legal. Don't get me wrong. It was just like, I wonder what the neighbors are thinking right now.
Yeah, I love that feeling. That's when you know you've done something good. When you worry what the neighbors are thinking.
Well, we broke your neighbors in pretty good the other day, a few months ago.
Oh yeah, they got served.
Yeah,
Now they officially know.
there you go.
Why do we keep seeing all these cars drive in here?
I haven't seen no for sale signs across the street though, so I guess they're good to go.
They're good.
I bet they feel safe, when you think about it.
I need to find property.
I guarantee you, your neighbors was like, they might have thought there was a bunch of crazy people over there, but if the shit ever hit the fan, they're probably like, we need to go over there to that place because we'll be safe over there.
Yeah, we need to bring him some damn cookies.
Yeah, World War III broke out, and they all made it out alive.
Yeah, exactly. They must be doing something right.
No cops, no ambulances, and no stretchers. It's all good.
Oh, that should be a T-shirt right there. You need to coin that and sell the shit out of that.
I'll put it on the back of the next Farmageddon T-shirt.
Write it down so you don't forget it.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, how hard was it to get that logo, that new logo on that loader?
Oh, not hard. I mean, I've got it kind of down pat now. At first, it was a pain in the ass, but it's all good now. I can do anything anybody wants. I've had a bunch of service guys when they buy loaders, they'll be like, "Can you put this on it? Can you put that on it?" I do anything they want. I put it on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, but in the beginning, I was like, "No, I can't do it. Well, it takes too long." But now that I've kind of got my alphabet programmed, I can just pick them and dump them, and then like doing that dagger thing took me a little while, but I mean, for a cause like that, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, that turned out bitching.
Yeah.
Did they all sell out?
No, I still got this. I still got 4, but it's all good. I'm gonna put them up on the Etsy site and just say all proceeds go to Dagger Foundation or whatever, and I'll sell them off that way. They'll sell. I ain't worried about it. Not, I'll give them away.
I was about to say, hell, I'll buy one of them. I mean, I'll donate. Put one of them aside for me.
Yeah, it's the what's it? I forget now. Task Force Dagger is the name of the foundation. And if you go to their website, I mean, what's great about them is they're like 97% lean. A lot of what they do is all volunteer based, which is awesome. Allows 93%. What did I say before? There's 92% because there's 7.45% overhead or something like that. Just say 8%, which would mean 92% of every dollar goes to actually funding the voids. So
That's awesome.
now next year is still going to be for the Fisher House. I'm going to do what I can, but figured I'd jump in there and try to help them boys out. I tell you, I'll be honest with you, man. Some of the stories they were telling Friday night. I mean, there was guys there standing there talking about how the one night they didn't drive a truck somewhere, it blew up, the guy disappeared. I mean, guys there, missing body parts and shit. I mean, they're pretty they're amazing people, but they're beat to hell. I mean, they really are. Guys that have been blown up that did like 9 deployments. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. So it's a hard thing to ignore.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, seriously, put one of those to the side,
Yeah.
and let me know. Right, and because besides that, the fact that you don't like seeing me use the one that you gave me to start with, because I got one of the prototypes, and so the next time that I use your loader, it'll be a newer. So,
all right, yeah, we get together in the fall. I'll have one there for you. No worries.
just send it to me. Just put one to the side. Next time I see you, you can give it to me then. But
Yeah.
I'll send the money in. Just let me know how to do it, and I'll do it.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Anybody out there listening, Task Force Dagger Foundation, they basically fill the voids where say the VA or the government or any soldier's individual health insurance doesn't cover, and they focus mostly on, well, not mostly, only on special forces soldiers, whether that be SEALs, Rangers, Green Berets. I mean, I guess there's some others that I'm not thinking of, but and those are the guys that go in first, and they need a little bit more help because they're usually the most banged up. So anyway, that's all I really need to say about it. All I can say is if you stand around a group of them and you hear some of the shit they talk about, it's almost like listening to a script of a damn movie. You wouldn't believe some of the crap that they're expected to do. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I understand.
Not to bring everybody down, but
No,
it doesn't bring me down, Pops. It's
yeah, the first and trust me, don't get me wrong, Desert Storm was a fucking breeze compared to what the guys are going through now, guys and gals. But they were still a lot of messed up things with it, and when I got back a couple of years later, they did a study because they're the conspiracy or whatever the hell you want to call it, Gulf War syndrome, and the only one that I was involved with as far as a case study of Gulf War syndrome was actually Ross Perot, been around a few years like me. Ross Perot actually sponsored this, and I went to Charlotte, North Carolina, with the rest of my detachment and other people in my battalion on it. And what they came up with was all the vaccinations they were giving us, because we were taking anthrax vaccines, nerve agent. I mean, you name it. That's just the only two I can come up off the top of my head. The combination of all the damn vaccinations we came up that they were injecting us with, made us sick as shit. And that was basically their conclusion. It was the vaccinations. It wasn't the oil fires and all the other stuff that some people were speculating. It was all the damn crap they were injecting us with. And it made a lot of people sick for a very long time. So, I mean, and that's just that. Not counting combat and face-to-face, going head on with people. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I can imagine the crap that the people are going through now. I feel for them, period. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and generally, I tell people don't join the military. I don't really think there's any reason to do that when we need good people here, stateside. We don't need the best of Americans out roaming the planet. I don't know how long it's going to take for something to change in this country, but there's definitely something happening. We need the best of the best right here in the States. That's just all I'll say on that. We don't need to be shipping the best of us out there and and then worried about getting invaded from every border as we are obviously now. Anyway, my little 2 cents on that. I don't recommend people going to military right now.
Me either. And I'm a Navy veteran, and proud of my service, but at the same time, I will never recommend another young person to join the military, because I don't agree with the policies we have and what we're doing. I just don't. Nope. That's just me.
Yeah, no, someone left a comment.
Good.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Good.
No, somebody left a comment, Jax. He said it's okay for, or she, I don't know, okay for people to join the military, but we shouldn't be spread all over the world. Well, the problem with that is you don't get to decide where you go. Once you raise, and I've raised my right hand, I've sworn, and I've done the whole thing. And then once you're a number to them, and believe me, I was just a National Guardsman. But when Clinton fired the third, I guess it was the 3rd Brigade or whatever it was of the 1st Infantry Division, the National Guardmen filled that void. So when they went to war, we went to war. The only reason we didn't go to war with them is because we were transitioning at that point into Bradley fighting vehicles. And then the first war when I was in was over, like TR said, so fast. And we wasn't going nowhere. But even as a National Guardsman, depends on how they fill those voids with active duty. Your ass could be on the line, and all they have to do is get the governor's permission to do that. And I think they even get federal money for having you fill that void. And then of course, they save. The Department of Defense saves active duty money and all that training and all that. The state picks up the tab. The Fed funds the state for our training. I will say we got a lot of cool stuff when that happened. Everything we were training with got updated. We got new rifles, new vehicles, everything. But anyway, you don't get to decide. That's my only response to that.
Sign on the dotted line and become a part number.
That's basically that's where the whole GI term comes from. Your government issue.
Government issue.
Once you sign that damn dotted line, you're a government property. You are at their whim to do whatever they want to do with you. They can send you to war. They can post you in Hawaii or whatever. You have no
That'd be all right.
input into it. You're just government property.
That's right.
Just like a tank or a Jeep. And that's the way they freaking treat you too.
Well, I heard if you break your arm or something, you can get what was the term? Basically destruction of property or something like that.
If you go to
get a sun,
you shoot yourself.
You can get a sunburn while you're on active duty, and it prohibits you from doing your job. You can get an Article 15 for destroying government property, which is your
That's
Wow.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yep. And I've showed up for duty when I was still in reserves with a sunburn. And I sat there and I suffered through damn morning formation hurting from a sunburn because, yeah, I destroyed government property. I got a sunburn. And that was a violation. So you suffered through it. And what I did is I poured vinegar all over my body because I heard that was would take the burn out, which it did. You know, smell like vinegar. But by God, I was at formation and standing at attention when roll call come around because I knew the consequences.
Yeah. You're all sunburn? No, nothing. Merely a flesh wound.
Yeah, best thing you could say is like if you show up like that, you could if you stay there for at least 6 hours and then you're dehydrated because at that point you're their responsibility. And if you're dehydrated after you've been in their custody for 6 or 8 hours, then it's their fault. They didn't make you drink water because remember, you're government property. And if they didn't have you drink enough water while you're on duty, then all they do is send you to a little medical thing, and you can pretty much get an IV and watch TV and do whatever. But if you show up right away and you got a problem, that's not gonna work out very good. You need to be on duty for so many hours, and then you can be a train wreck at that point, because then it's their problem, not yours.
It's kind of a crazy question out there about people dressing up as clowns and trying to talk to kids, saying it's in North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yeah, they actually
started. Oh man!
Have you heard anything?
Jesus.
Yeah, it started in South Carolina. They actually started just a few miles from me.
Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Now, let me ask you this: with the clown stuff, there's that new It movie coming out, which Stephen King, the original It, was a scary clown. What the hell was his name?
Scary ass clown.
Yeah, that's all we need to know him by. But I think these dumbasses are doing this for like a promotion. Like, I mean, because it's free promotion for their movie if they do stupid shit and keep it quiet, and they do it all the time in movies.
Well, the story here in South Carolina, this is, as far as I know, this is where it started, and it's just a few miles from me. In the next county town, whatever. There's these clowns, but what the really sick thing is, they're trying to get kids into the woods with them. And they're, luring kids with literally candy, money, whatever.
They're a bunch of
I can't
pedophiles.
speak for every incident that's happened. That was clowns trying to induce children into the woods with them by offering them candy and money and stuff like that. So one of them, I'm just going to shoot the motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there you go.
Yeah, that's funny. My daughter asked me the same thing. What are we gonna do if we come across one of these clouds? I said I'm gonna shoot that son of a bitch.
There you go.
Exactly. And more come up here then.
See what Greg said, the clowns that scare
And then
me
say,
are all in DC.
Homie, don't play that.
I like that, Greg.
Yeah, that's a what's that? A reference from Homie the Clown? That was way back in the man. What was the name of that show? It was a nighttime show. Anyway, it don't matter. Yeah, Homie don't play.
Yeah, it was In Living Color, I think.
Yeah, in Living Color. Yeah, the Wayans brothers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of. It's actually started a copycat kind of thing where they're showing up at other places. But what actually started it was like maybe 15, 18 miles from me at neighborhood. But there's enough woods that, anyway, that's where it started. And, that's some perverted crap right there.
Yeah, it sounds really creepy.
Why can't I think of the guy's name on YouTube? He's a funny dude. He's in North Carolina, I think.
Sex cover?
Yeah, yeah. No, he does clown stuff on YouTube. He's on here, not right now. What the hell's this?
Got me, Rick.
He's. I'll try to remember. What the hell? I figured you guys could help me out.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't think he's
how we doing, Rick? How we doing for you on helping you?
Yeah, that's that gear grinding guy, right?
Gear grinder. Yeah, gear grinder.
Yeah, he does it for the Shriners or something, right?
Yeah, it's gear running around.
Now, clowns freak me out.
I'm not so much scared of them, but yeah, that crazy one on Stephen King.
Yeah, and then movies, nobody's ever armed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know. God, the movies were within the first 13.
Yeah, if they made like a horror movie, like with a bunch of dudes that was armed, the movie'd be over in like 30 seconds.
I did a rant on that. It's an old rant now, but it's exactly what I said basically. I was talking about The Hills Have Eyes. You ever see that movie?
Oh yeah.
That's a freaky movie.
And the dudes are like camping. They got their camper and shit. That movie it'd be a 30-second video if it was my camper.
Yeah.
You driving down the road, somebody tried pulling over.
All right, that's
why they don't make those movies when they show people being armed, because it wouldn't be no movie.
I know. It's exactly true.
The last time that I got to meet up with Rob up here in my neighborhood at the camp, Cassie, if anybody would try to start any trouble, yeah, that would have been the wrong place to do it. That would have been another one of those 30-second movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie would have lasted as long as it took me to get to my camper or Rob to get to his.
Hey, how
And
fun
that
would
then
it be to make that video, right? A real
Yeah.
movie. And you
Dude,
show the trailer, which is actually the whole video.
dude, no. Do a
And then
trailer
people
that's
go to
like 2
watch
minutes
it.
long. No,
Yeah.
do like a 2-minute long trailer, and then like a 30-second movie, and then like 2 minutes long of like credits.
That would be
I
awesome.
tell people be sure to stay tuned for the sequel coming.
That's right. We promise it'll be longer.
Yeah, and the sequel will be out in a week.
There we go.
Amount that it cost to make this video, $250.
Yeah, I told Rob later, I was like, hell, I had like an AK-47, a 45, a Glock, a CC-75. I was just naming off all the shit I had. I was like, well, it's bear country, so, you know, you got to make sure. That's why I didn't bring an AR. I brought an AK because, you know, there might have been a bear run through the damn campground.
I didn't have an AR, but I always bring that Kel-Tec, you know, I mean, 30 and some 30-round sticks, and well, you know what? I think I might have had an AR with me up there. Anytime I'm gone for a week, I usually try to take an AR, but I can't remember now. But I had my whole bag of all my goodies. Yeah, it would have been a bad scene for some poor bastard.
Yeah, they would have went to the wrong camp for sure.
Yeah, all the people there, they may not have known it, but they were a few dozen guns and several hundreds of rounds of ammo there that they didn't know about.
Thousands, not hundreds. and I'm not joking either. I mean,
Spread them out like Tularosa.
All right, guys, I got a jet.
All right, Blue.
Have a good night.
You got anything
All right, Blue. Have a good one.
Take care, bro. Take it easy. Stay safe.
I've got no outro, no nothing. It's late, and I got to go to bed.
Be good, man.
All right, guys, later.
Yeah, I could see Rob's Pop's Quest camper from my camper, and I guarantee you, we were covered. We had that hill.
Yeah, yeah, we had the high ground too. That would have been bad. And TR had cover. He could have dove right in the bathroom behind him. That was a brick structure. And hell, I don't know what I would have done, but there's some hefty trees out there. I'd have probably been all right. Would have made for a good movie.
Yeah, and the thing about it was, we didn't even talk about it till after we had done left.
I knew you was heavily armed. I know. I mean, if you're gonna leave the house for a couple nights, I mean, I'm no dummy.
Yeah, that was it. It was an unspoken, you know, kind of truth that we knew both of us we're good to go. Rob's got my back. I got his back. He knows it. We ain't even got to talk about it.
Exactly. Not an unspoken, known thing there, basically.
All right.
52.
All right. Well, we got to come up with dates. I'm gonna look at my calendar right now and tell y'all. Well, I guess we shouldn't publish dates. I'll get with y'all later.
Yeah, Rick come up with some dates. I assume that was when he was free.
Yeah, he sent me some dates. So that second one you sent me, I'm gonna be hiking. So
Okay.
So the first set you sent me, we'll try to work with those all.
I just figured you didn't want to get into Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that crap.
Right. That's why I said November October or
Yeah,
November.
because if the kids are out of school, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I got you. All right, so now I know what to focus on. We'll put it together. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm looking at my calendar right now.
Sweet.
You guys tell me the dates, and I'll be there.
I'll put them in the internal chat right now. I'll tell you exactly. Let's see.
Oh, you already know?
I mean, I can pick any dates. I'm off all the time, whenever. You know, I can't say all the time, but I can be off whenever. All right,
That's true. That's
Yeah.
the perk of owning your own company.
all right. So I already know which would be the best weekend for you. So, all right, here we go. That's what
There you
that's
go.
what we're looking at. That'll work. If that works for y'all.
I'm going to write it down right now.
Secret Society of Fall Shoot.
Hey, Rob, where are you getting your reload stuff from? I've been asking everybody I've been talking to.
What are you
Where's your
shopping for?
40 and 9 primers, powder?
Man, I don't know if I'll ever have to buy powder again. Primers, I'm good on, but I just bought some bullets from Everglades. What the hell's the name of the site?
I was about to say the same thing. I forget the exact name, but Everglades.
Everglades ammo. Man, they beat Extreme Bullets prices by like 10%, and not only that, they're not plated. They're full metal jacket. I mean, I'd go there and check them out first. What's funny about Extreme Bullets is their hard cast is more expensive than their plated bullets. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, the last bullets I bought was from Everglades, and it wasn't their top class, but for like $89, I got 1,223 sent to me for $89 shipped with shipping. $89, and if you bought a little bit better bullet, it was like maybe $95. That is a awesome deal right now.
Yeah, because I'm getting it for like $135 every 1,000.
Nah, you need to look into Everglades. Yeah,
No,
these are good bullets.
Dude, I just ordered 4,000 115 grain for 7.7 cents a bullet, shipped to my door. Full metal jacket. Now that's 9. That's not 40.
Yeah, that's through Everglade.
Yep.
Yeah, check them out because they for the prices, I don't think you can beat them.
They do price breaks at like 1,000, 2,000, and 4,000, and I figure I shoot 4,000 a year easy. So
you should start working on some of those. Running your powder like.
Well, I've tried powder tests and they haven't gone so good, so I'm gonna stick with full loads for now.
And you should try to use a non-obsolete caliber, Rick.
Yeah, but see, he can score higher using that 40 cal. See, that's like a handicap right there. See, at IDPA they got this is for 9mm, and then this is for 40 or 45. So that's why he's shooting a 40, so he can be sloppier and faster. He got pissed off and left, I guess.
I can't quit giving them hell about that 40.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I was around when it was born.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's basically the same thing as 10 millimeter. I mean, I don't understand that one either. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, full blown 10 millimeter is wow.
Damn, he did leave. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm sure he's having internet problems. Yeah, full blown 10 millimeter. Wow, that is a powerful cartridge, and it is actually way too much for self defense. And of course, then they backed it off, and that's where the 40 Smith & Wesson came about.
Yeah.
But you there, Rick?
Yeah, finally. I don't know how far. Fucking stupid internet. How far did you guys get? You probably answered the question. I didn't hear shit.
I didn't know
we
there
were
was
just
a
making
question.
fun of you.
Oh, I must have froze up before I even asked. So on you're running 115 grain?
Either that or 124s. I'm not real picky, honestly.
Well, what I was gonna say was make some competition ammo, and then your groups will even be tighter. Keep them low on the low end, like your starting grains. You know, make sure it'll cycle and everything. But you're shooting 9 millimeter anyway, so it's not kick. It doesn't kick very much.
Yeah, it's and not only that, I tried going low charge and now I got like 3,000 rounds that don't cycle in my Glock. So, but they work in the SIG MPX, so I'll eat it up and reload it.
So you got to find that sweet spot.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking it's power pistol. What I'm using, I'm thinking it's around 4.7 is going to be the most, like the least I can get away with and still cycle reliably.
What
But
powder?
power pistol, it's like my favorite. But I mean, tight group is good too. But anyway. I guess I'm not that deep into it yet. Like my times don't matter that much to me. When they do, I might start tweaking it with, powder and reloads and stuff like that. But right now, it's,
Oh, they've been mattering for like 6 months now.
All right, let me change the subject. Kinda change the subject. And I'm not sure, Rosie, if you're able to or not. So this might not apply to you. Do you guys and gals, Rosie, do you carry an extra magazine?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I mean, we're not allowed to conceal carry, but I always have 2 extra magazines. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I wear them 511 tactical pants. Not because I'm a tactical dude, but they got that front pocket, and you can slide a mag in there and fold it over, and it's like right there, and it's all covered up, and it's with you all day long. And then they got the other sexy little pocket on the side. It doesn't have a flap. You can stick your knife in there. I love those pants. I think they're the dual pants. Got cargo pockets if you want to carry a backup. I mean, they're the way to go.
And we always stop at Cabela if we're going over to Nevada to get normal magazines that aren't 10 round limited crap. So the stuff flies
What are
off
those
the
called?
ship.
Under capacity bags?
Yeah, we have
Standard capacity and then under capacity.
Governor Brown.
They're called neutered magazines.
Yeah, neutered, that's right. So pardon me while I reload. Stand there, don't go anywhere.
It depends what I'm carrying, but I usually don't.
I just recently started carrying an extra magazine. That's why I asked, because normally I didn't carry an extra magazine, but here recently I started carrying one, and was just curious whether I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong not to carry an extra magazine. I was just kind of curious if y'all did.
I think one of your last videos you were running basically a holster for your mag, right? I think someone had a question on that. Yeah. I just keep mine
Yeah,
on top.
I got it on right now. I bought it from another YouTuber. It looks like it's just like I got a Leatherman or something in it, but it's actually I got a Glock 17 mag in it.
Yeah, it
So that
looks like
gives me
a buck knife case or something like that. You know?
Yeah, that's
It
what it
looks like a
reminds me.
leather, yeah, exactly, like a Leatherman case.
so that's just something I recently started carrying. I bought it from Tolly. Fat Man Tolly is a YouTube channel name. And I don't know. I was just thought, to have an extra magazine. I don't think I'll ever need it, but
Yeah,
there
well, you never
again,
know. I mean,
yeah, I hope I never
would you
need a
rather
gun to start.
would you rather carry it and hope you don't need it, or be damn glad you got it if you suddenly do? I mean, God forbid you should be in a shootout situation or something, and in a store or something, some loon comes in. You might
Well,
be the
absolutely.
difference between saving lives and losing lives.
Well, usually those engagements are 2 or 3 rounds. I mean, God, if you're having to shoot more than 10 rounds, you need to be looking for cover. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just felt if you came
Yeah,
into a gang situation or something, something
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, no, seriously, look for cover. I mean, if you don't just stand there and shoot. It's like I said in my other video. If you think you're going to shoot 1,000 rounds and not get hit, that's fantasy land. That's video gaming, for people. But
Yeah.
if you have to put that many rounds on target, you need to be looking for cover, and then you need to readdress what it is you're actually doing, and hope there's some backup nearby. I mean, I don't know, just my 2 cents.
Well, I always
I
figured
agree
I
with
figured this way, Pops. The first 5 rounds might kind of be to get my jitters down and breathing, just to get myself calm, and then kind of take it from there with, may or may not need that, but I don't figure I'm going to come out at square one shooting great.
No, I know.
I'm honest. I might, in that type of situation, it may take a little bit to get myself under control, and just to hear my gunfire could be a good thing, So.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that have this somehow, and maybe it is through gaming all their lives, and then they're old enough to buy guns, and they have this fantasy reality. They think they're going to be able to just, go through 60 rounds without being shot. I mean, if you're still putting rounds on target and you're at round number 58 and you ain't been hit, you're either already behind cover, or you're a freaking cartoon figure. I mean,
or you don't understand what you're in the middle of. You've got no concept of what's going on.
I mean, reality is totally different than what a lot of people are thinking. A gunfight is
When the cop
got to end very fast.
I mean, it's one thing when you're
asked you why
target
you shot 31 rounds, say, because I didn't have 32.
It's one thing when you're shooting a target. It's another thing when the target's shooting back. I mean, that's a different, set of dynamics mentally and, nerve-wise and all that. So.
Yeah.
Try shooting and walking, and then try shooting and running. Talk about scaring
That's
the target.
That's what I say. I figure I'm going to need an extra magazine. Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah, I Pops, Rob, I mean, that's why I carried the damn 45 for so long. I figured 8 rounds, either I resolved the situation or I lost, and then I moved up to a 9mm and I carried a CZ75 for a little bit, and then I moved up to a Glock just for the lightweight. And just within the last month or two, I decided to carry extra mag. I really don't think I'm going to save the world and need an extra mag. I mean, I got 18 rounds in my 17, my Glock 17. if I ever get into an encounter, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need to change magazines. It was just like, well, I'm already carrying a gun.
Yeah,
It's
but what
not
if
that
you?
big a
Yeah, but
extra mag.
what if you have 18 rounds and you shoot 5 or 6 and you move to cover? You're gonna reload because you always want your highest capacity magazine in the gun. So you're gonna reload, right? And then you're gonna up from behind cover, hopefully, without being shot. You're either gonna just hope the shit goes away or be able to fire from cover at that point. I mean, if there is no cover, well, then it's just old Wild West shit going on at that point, you know?
Yeah.
My
But-
take
but
on it is kind of what you guys are saying, but mostly keeping your vehicle. You know, if you're gonna run like 4 or 5 extra mags, say you're driving along, right, and the Black Lives Matter thing happens, or some crazy riot, you get stuck in some riot. At least you have accessibility of a bunch of mags in your vehicle.
Oh yeah.
That's where funds come into play.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. These are with me, either my book bag, in my car, down in the side compartment, and that's why I think these are priceless. I mean, if you're ever in a situation, I mean, geez, 33 rounds. I mean, come on, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I mean, as far as an extra mag, as far as a self-defense carry, daily carry, I do think it's probably a little bit much. It's just something, I mean, hell, I've been carrying for a long time now. And it's just something recently started doing was carrying an extra mag. And I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. It's just something that, why not? I mean, it's not that big a deal. I'm already carrying a gun. Why not carry an extra mag? I know I'm not going to ever really need it, but at least I got it just in case.
I saw a guy open carrying a Glock with a happy stick in it, like just sticking out, like this far past the. I'm like, all right.
All right, showstopper right there.
And why change mags when you can just throw a 30 round in that bitch
Yeah, I
and
was
be done
gonna
with it?
say, shit, you're all set.
Yeah,
He's
North
like,
Carolina,
I'm
you can open carry. So
Yeah, was it in like a level? Was it in like a level 3 holster, or was it in like just a slip-in kind of?
No, it was in a. What was it in? It was an out of the waistband, just a regular like. I can't even think of not Caltech. What the hell was that company called?
Was it a?
Yeah, I think it was like a Serpa or something.
Yeah.
I was like, shit.
They keep fighting for it, and I still swear, does pass that we can open carry in South Carolina. I'm going to put on my Western rig, and I'm carrying my 45 long coat into Walmart with somebody behind me filming me walking into Walmart with my 45 long coat strapped to my side just for the fucking hell of it.
That would be awesome. I don't know if I have the balls to do that, but that would be pretty cool.
Be a good video, TR.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, it got Haas's career started. Remember that video he did 5 years ago in open carrying in Eugene, Oregon. It went viral? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got millions of views on that damn thing.
Yeah, well, it set him on the right path, so there you go.
Yeah.
I just want to do it because
Can't do that no more.
I just want to say, fuck you. Here we go.
Yeah. Why do you got that on your hip? Because I can.
Have two of them on me. Have that one on my side and have one on the 45 angle. 40 and have another one on over here on the left side, just for the hell of it.
and then appendix carry another one like right there.
And then wear shorts and have an ankle holster. And your Starsky and Hutch shoulder rig.
My laptop battery's fading, so if for some reason I just go away, I'm not being rude. I'll hang in there until I can.
Well, it's been about 2 hours, so we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everybody. Hell, we're back on the TRprepper channel on the Tuesday night for several weeks now since I've been on here on the actual TRprepper channel. So I'm gonna let everybody do an outro, and we're gonna wrap this up. So Pops, go ahead, man.
Okay. I don't really do outros or intros, but come Sunday, I'm gonna do. I can't remember who it was on one of the other chats. I think it was on Matt's chat. It might have been Fuzzy Fork or Fuzzy to you or one of those guys. Fuzz
Fork.
Okay, I can't remember who it was. It was talking about the civil defense ammo not being able to penetrate a burn barrel. I'm hoping to do Dirt Road's video this Sunday as well as that test Sunday, and some new PMR 30 ammo tests, because I really love keeping that gun nearby because of the high capacity. So anyway, just some videos I got planned. That's it. I appreciate you having me on. It's been a while. I've been meaning to get on, but I've been tired or whatnot, or just shit's been happening quick. So anyway, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Rob, coming on. I do appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody knows Pop's Quest. If you don't know Pop's Quest, you've probably seen somebody do a video on his loaders, so his mag loaders. So anyway, Rick, is your 6 covered? You want to do outro?
Yeah, I'll do intro and outro. Hey everyone, thanks again for showing up to TR's bull ring. Is it the bull ring today? I believe. But appreciate it as always. Thanks again, you guys. And come on over and it's covered. And see if there's anything you like. Subscribe always. And you guys have a great day. Be safe. Check your smoke detectors and your fire extinguishers. Try to get that in every once in a while and make sure you guys are safe.
All right, thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Rosie, would you like to do it?
What a blast to be! What a blast to be on with Pops tonight. Outstanding. And Rick, as usual, stay safe to you, and thank you. Keep your minds open and your eyes open. That's all I got to say. You're going to see stuff coming up you probably never seen before. So thanks again for a great chat, everybody. Like I said, if you enjoy RV restorations and repair bids, I'm going to have a lot of them coming up, and some of our, Jen and I took our first trip over to the Pacific on Sunday. We had the bid up first time she's been in the rig. So always enjoy the Tuesday chats, TR. Thank you very much. And Rick and Pops, thank you.
And your carbon monoxide detectors.
Yep.
Thanks, 42.
Yep. And if you enjoyed anybody that was what they had to say tonight, I do have everybody's link down below. If you look at the comment, the show more, whatever, down below. Rosie, Pops,
yeah,
Rick.
Yeah. If you could add my second one in there too, I gave the link to that on the internal. So I got the Rosie Murphy channel too on there.
Rosie's got like,
okay. Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, 6,000 videos to choose from. So
damn.
Wow.
So anyway, it's been an awesome chat. I enjoyed it.
and y'all
as
welcome
always,
my sorry jumping. Y'all welcome my Wednesday night. I have a chat, and Saturday nights too. So all are welcome.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a lot more freewheeling, good fun.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry to interrupt you on your outro, TR.
Go ahead, Rick. What was you about to say?
Oh, and I'm trying that stupid Instagram thing. So if you guys are Instagrammers, come on over and check it out. Trying it all, seeing if I can get some subs. I'm at like 3 subs now, so if you guys want to jump in, be part of the group, come on in.
Yeah, I don't do Instagram, so I don't know nothing about that. But yeah, Rosie does chats on her own and or her own chats, and every once in a while I'll jump in. It's a different community, I will say that, but at the same time, they welcome me with open arms. I recently actually went to a barbecue with
Debbie
a barbecue, and I had a great time. So um, I don't even want to expand on this too much because whatever. But anyway, it's a great community, and welcome everybody, and take them in, and we're all friends. So say about that. So anyway, thanks for a great Tuesday night chat. We had a great turnout. See everybody later.
Night,